Hi, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Empower Her Talk Show. As you know, I am Coach Salida, and I want to thank AOC. I want to thank Cox Cable and LUS and the six surrounding parishes that allow me to grace their presence. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. Anyway, welcome back. It is another Thursday already. You guys, we're already in the mid month of July already. I could have sworn, yeah, golly, this month, we are already on July 16th. Can you believe that? We're already July 16th, is it already? So, again, I want to welcome you to the Empower Her Talk Show, and we are going to get deep down into some information I want to share, situations, whatever it is that we want to talk about here, we're going to be able to talk about this. But I definitely need to um, come to the point where I want to redefine what I call the Empower Her Talk Show. Because as you know, when I first started out with the show, we did interviews and stuff like that. And as you know, I have not. I haven't had an interview with someone in a while. And I know maybe that's very interesting for a lot of people because I know that gets people to watch. I get that. But it's kind of hard for me um, to always do that because it's not even about my opinion of what I see, is what I can teach. And I know this is a talk show, but it's also a learning platform for a lot of people, a lot of women who have gone through some things that don't have anywhere else to talk about certain situations that have happened to them. And I learned this through the classes that I do on my Legacy Liftoff series. We have been doing that, and I think I mentioned it before, since December of 2025. We're almost going into a whole nother year of us doing this. Um, this whole class, right? This, and it's so wonderful. Um, where I see the transformation of the young ladies that I'm talking to, that I'm teaching, that we're going through the ebooks and doing the curriculum and doing quizzes, and I'm seeing it. And last night was Wednesday night because we have it on Wednesday nights at 7:30 and on Saturday nights at 7:30, and then we have our first Mondays, and we have this over on YouTube, so you can check us out on YouTube too. Where we talk, we get intimate. I know I shouldn't be getting intimate about stuff on YouTube, but it's my way of getting people, getting women to understand how important it is for them to shine, right? To figure out what they really want, and how they really want things done in their lives, and how they need to prioritize themselves. So we talk about that all the time. And last night, my heart was so heavy. It was filled, I don't want to say heavy, it was filled with joy because of the young women that were on the show and in the class, excuse me, I want to say in the class, and the things that they shared with me that they've learned since they've been taking the class. And these are what I call my ride or die. I don't usually like to use that, but basically that's what they are. They have been there. I don't care if it's one person show up for class, we do the class. And I don't care if no one shows up, we do the class. Because it is not only just the people that I'm interacting with personally, it's also people on the outside, my YouTube watchers, my viewers on YouTube, my subscribers on YouTube also gets a glimpse of what we do. And I don't stop there. I do it with my podcast on Substack. If you haven't seen me on Substack, I'm over there, Salida M, on Substack, where I do a Rooted and Rising podcast on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. There's no particular time because they're recorded. And then I do this show on Thursdays. And then Saturday, I do a Rooted and Rising Saturday afternoon show where I continue be giving people the platform to transform, to be better, to find themselves. So this is like an ongoing thing. So I was in the need of redefining how I see um, this talk show, because we've been doing it now, going on a year now. So, and I'm so happy and pleased with that. So I want to kind of switch it just a little bit, not take too much out of it or away from it, but be able to kind of switch it to where um, everything is kind of moving smoothly. I don't want to be all over the place, and I want to kind of stay consistent on the conversations and the discussions we have on here, because I think that's very important. Okay, so when I want to when I want to talk about describing um, the channel or the talk show, saying channel, sorry, I want to look at it from a standpoint of what is it that I'm offering to the viewers and the listeners, right? And so I want to look at it from this. It's going to be a real conversation about wisdom and lasting transformation. The Empower Her talk show is more than just conversation. It's a journey toward becoming the woman you always want to be or meant to be. And remember, I am a big person about that, right? I'm a big advocate about that. As you know, I'm Coach Salida. I'm an educator, author, and advocate. Um, each episode, we're going to explore the real life challenges women face with honesty, compassion, and practical solutions, because I think that's so important, right? So, throughout the thought provoking discussions, um, inspiring stories and transformations, teaching viewers gain the tools to strengthen their confidence, improve their well being, build healthy relationships, and create lives rooted in purpose, right? Um, and being able to, other than just surviving all this stuff, right? So our episodes are probably going to be more of, they're going to be paired with some of my books, because most of the time I use my books to be my platform for a lot of conversations we have. And we've been doing that already. Um, this gives viewers, you guys, an opportunity to continue a personal growth beyond just the show. So with the books, giving you little exercises to do is something that I love doing, and I know that it would help you because I have proof that it helps. Whether the topic is emotional intelligence, which we're talking about now, self worth, healing from past experiences, leadership, financial confidence, entrepreneurship, and covering your authentic voice, every conversation is designed to encourage and empower you, because empowerment isn't a moment, it's going to become a lifestyle for you. Okay. Um, so we're going to go ahead and start with episode one, because now that we're doing it this way, we're going to start with episode one. Um, and I want to say that I want you to bear with me. Okay. First and foremost, I want you to bear with me, because I can get sidetracked real quick, you guys. I'm going to do this. We're going to talk a little bit, and then we're going to get into the book. Okay. I know we're on chapter 4 um, for the emotional intelligent book. So we'll be getting into that too. So, um, as you know, I already said this is the Empower Her talk show. I'm your host, Coach Salida. This is a space where women come to heal, grow, and lead and reclaim every part of themselves. Okay? Not by pretending life is perfect, because we already know it's not, but by learning how to navigate it with wisdom and confidence. Okay? So, this is going to be coming from developing emotional intelligence for everyday life. Okay. Um, so I want to do something. I want to ask you something. I know you probably can't answer me right now, but I'm going to ask this question. Have you ever said something in anger that you immediately regretted? Okay, I know I have. If you haven't, I have. Okay. Have you ever walked away from a conversation wondering, why did I react like that? I have done that, definitely. Or maybe you've spent years taking care of everyone else while quietly ignoring how you're feeling. Okay. How you're feeling inside, what you're feeling, right? If you answered yes to any of those questions, today's episode is for you. Okay. Mhm. What is emotional intelligence? Let's talk about that. So, emotional intelligence, which we went over in the book. I'm quite sure we did. Most people hear the word intelligence and they think about grades, degrees, diplomas, or how smart someone is, right? But emotional intelligence asks us a different question. Okay, how well do you understand yourself? Can you recognize your emotions before they take over? Can you communicate your needs without attacking someone else? Have you met people who, no matter what they say, it's always about somebody else? It's never about what they're doing at that moment? Yes. Okay. Can you, can you remain grounded when life becomes overwhelming? Depends on what the overwhelming is, right? These skills often determine the quality of our relationships, right? Careers, leadership, and even our peace of mind. And we don't ever even think about it like that, right? So we spend years learning about math, science, history, technology, but very few of us were ever taught how to process disappointment, how to manage anger, how to communicate hurt, or how to recover from rejection. Many women become experts at surviving while never learning how to truly understand themselves emotionally. And I want to talk about that for a moment. So yesterday evening, when we were doing our class, the Legacy Liftoff class, um, one of the one of the classmates, just a minute, let me move him. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Mr. Man had to leave out. So one of my students said that they learned a lot from this last ebook, which we're talking about now. And they basically said that they learned that they knew now how to recognize when they're triggered, because we talk about triggers, right? They now recognize it. That made me feel good because then I know what the book was doing, what it was supposed to do. So when I say that women never learn how, there's women out there, not all women, never know how to truly understand themselves emotionally. That's what they got out of this book, that they now understand and how they can take, when they get ready to go there, they know how to kind of control it. It's not all the time, it's not perfect. It takes time, it takes practice to know when to not let that happen, right? So you have to be prepared for that. And that's what they learned from this book. So, so now let's talk about a daily emotional check-in. So I want to leave you with this. See, it's not even long. I want to leave you with this. Every morning, ask yourself 3 questions. So you want to know what those 3 questions are. So one is, what am I feeling? Why might I be feeling this way? What do I need today? So when you get up in the morning, if you do meditation, if you pray, whatever it is that you do, I would even advise you to, I would like to suggest that you guys get a journal, okay? Because we can talk about this from the top of our heads, but I think it's more comfortable if you take time out and actually read and actually journal these questions. So, what am I feeling? Why might I be feeling this way? And what do I need today? That's it. Now, not what everyone else needs, not what everyone expects from you, okay? What do you need? This is about you. This small habit can transform the way you move through your day. So, remember, your emotions are not your enemy. They are information. They are signals. When when you learn to listen without allowing them to control you, you begin leading your life instead of simply reacting to it. Okay? Now, so if today's conversation, because we're not finished, but this conversation part, if this conversation resonated with you in some kind of way, continue the journey by reading Development Teen Emotional Intelligence for Everyday Life, which we're going to go into. Work through the reflection exercises. Journal your thoughts. I told you journaling is such a big deal. And begin practicing these skills one day at a time. Okay? So if this episode encourages you, share it with another woman who may need this as a reminder. And I tell that's something I tell through all my platforms, through every class I teach, is to make sure that you're sharing. When I do my podcast, share this information out. So I want to say healing is a practice, growth is a choice, and your voice serves to be heard, deserves to be heard. Let me say that again. And your voice deserves to be heard. So now, um, let us go ahead into the book. I think we left off on chapter 4. So let's see here. And I will be sharing it with you in just a second. Okay. I wanted to make sure I was in the right spot. I think we were on chapter 4. Yeah. Okay. All right. Was it 5? Let's make sure. Um, did we talk about empathy? I think we didn't. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm not reading over the same things again. Okay. Okay, give me a second here. Okay. hmm Okay. 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 All right. So we're going to go ahead and do chapter 4. I'm sorry. I thought we had discussed this already. But let's go ahead chapter 4. Make this big enough so I can glare at it. Okay. And if I didn't, that's all right. We can go over it still. Okay. So chapter 4 talks about enhancing social awareness, the heart of emotional intelligence. So we know that empathy is a cornerstone of emotional intelligence, serving the bridge that connects our inner feelings with the experiences of others. So this is the way we connect with other people. This allows us to step into another person's shoes, fostering understanding and compassion. In both personal and professional relationships, empathy plays a critical role in building trust and rapport. So, by recognizing and validating the emotions of others, we create a supportive environment that encourages open communication and collaboration. And we understand how important that is. So, practicing empathy involves active listening. It's a big joke when I see that word that we talked about in our class about active listening and genuine engagement with those around us. It requires us to put aside our biases and judging instead on the feelings and perspective of others. This process not only enhances our interpretation or interpersonal skills, but it also strengthens our emotional resilience. When we understand the emotions of others, we are better equipped to navigate conflicts and challenges, leading to a healthier and fulfilling relationships. Okay. So, mindfulness and meditation practices can significantly enhance our ability to empathize, right? Empathize. There we go. By cultivating awareness of our own emotions through these practices, we become more attuned to the feelings of others. Mindfulness encourages us to remain present in conversations, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This heightens awareness, fosters deeper connections, and promotes a culture of empathy and interactions. And let me tell you something, this was one of the things that one of my students was talking about with their situation, where they were triggered, right? But they were able to catch themselves. They did the five breathing exercises that we teach them to do. And then when they did start talking, it changed. So let me tell you something. When I say these things work, they work. Okay. But you have to be disciplined. You have to be focused. You have to want them to work for you. And sometimes I do get it. It is hard, right? So, moreover, empathy is not just about understanding others, it also involves self empathy. That means for yourself, right? Recognizing our own emotions and treating ourselves with kindness is essential for developing a well rounded emotional intelligence, right? Self empathy allows us to process our feelings, making it easy to relate and support those around us. With compassion, with self compassion, we build a foundation that enhances our ability to empathize. You know, if you see me going around, it's because of where I have my camera sitting, you guys, okay? So it's kind of hard for me to read. Empathize for others, right? So, in conclusion, on this one, empathy is an integral part of emotional intelligence that enriches our relationships and personal growth by incorporating. Sorry to stop in the middle, but I want to see something here. I want to see something here. Okay, that's chapter. Give me a second. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place. Here we go. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Let's see. Moreover. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. Just give me, I shouldn't say I'm sorry because that's not what I need to say. I need to say that, give me a second here. Okay. Here we go. So this is much more easier for me to do this way. Okay, so it says, moreover, empathy is not just about understanding others, it also involves self-empathy, recognizing our own emotions and treating ourselves with kindness and essential, which is essential for us developing a well-rounded emotional intelligence. Self-empathy allows us to process our feelings, making it easy to relate to the support or to support those around us. Excuse me. As we nurture self compassion, we build a foundation that enhances our ability to empathize with others. Empathize with others. So, in conclusion, empathy is an integral part of emotional intelligence that enriches our relationships and personal growth by incorporating mindfulness and self empathy into our daily lives. We create a more compassionate world. As adult learners, we embracing empathy not only strengthens our interpersonal skills, but it also empowers us to face life challenges with resilience and grace. The journey toward greater emotional intelligence begins with the heart of empathy, inviting us to connect more deeply with ourselves and others. So we really can't do anything unless we start to empathize with ourselves. We have to be able to be self-compassion. We have to be able to be compassionate toward ourselves first. We always willing to help everybody else and forget who we are and what we are. And we get caught up in everybody else's stuff. And so sometimes resentment takes place, and it's because you have not sat down and dealt with yourself. Okay. I told you guys before, I keep a mirror right here so I can look in this mirror, not for vanity, but look in this mirror and look at myself. Okay, what am I saying wrong? What am I doing wrong? You know, is there a better way for me to do this, for me to say this? Can I explain myself much more clear? All those things have to happen for yourself first. And let me tell you something, don't judge yourself when you make mistakes. Don't judge yourself when things don't look right. Don't judge yourself when you really look at things, you're like, no, this is not how it's going to be. I can't do this. You guys have got to understand how important it is for you to love yourself as you are. Okay? Now, um, so let's talk about nonverbal, understanding nonverbal communication. Okay? So, nonverbal communication plays a crucial role in how we interact with others, often conveying more than words themselves. It encompasses, a range of cues such as body language, facial expressions, gestures, and even the tone of the voice. Understanding these signals is essential for an adult learner as it can significantly enhance their emotional intelligence and interpersonal skills. By recognizing the nuances of nonverbal communication, individuals can foster deeper connections which will improve their relationships both personally and professionally. So let's talk body language. So body language is one of the most prominent aspects of nonverbal communication. It includes posture, movement, and the way we position ourselves in relations to others. For instance, an open stance can indicate confidence and receptiveness, while crossed arms may signal defenses or discomfort. Becoming aware of your own body language as well as that of others can provide invaluable insights into unspoken feelings and attitudes, which is particularly beneficial in developing resilience and emotional awareness. Now, so I did a test. I did a demonstration. So I sat in front. I was sitting like I'm sitting now, and I crossed my arms and I asked my students, "What do you see?" And they broke it down to what their perception of what I was doing. And it was surprising that they were on point, but it was so surprising that it was almost like they kind of added more to it than what I was doing. But it was funny, but they got the point, right? And that's what you want. You want them to understand what you're saying. So when it happens to them, they understand. So one thing I did was cross my arms. That's not receptive. When your arms are closed, everything about you is closed. Your mind is closed, your mouth is closed, your ears are closed, and your arms are closed. You don't want anything in, right? So, um, facial expressions is another thing. I am not very good with hiding my expressions. And one of my students said the same thing. They say you cannot do it because you can't. Like one of them said her son kept telling her, "Mom, you can't do it." You can't hide your expression on your face because it's there, right? Which I think is so funny. Um, so it says here, facial expressions are another powerful form of nonverbal communication, as they can express a wide range of emotions without a single word being spoken. Where did that come from? A smile can convey warmth and approachability, while a frown can indicate displeasure or concern. Adult learners should practice, right? Observing and interpreting their expressions to better understand the emotional states of those around them. So, you studying other people, you need to be looking at yourself. That's why a mirror is so important. Having that mirror right there helps out a lot. So I can see myself when I'm about to look a certain way, right? Like, okay, check your look, because you're about to go on camera. So check your look, right? This skill will not only enhance mindfulness, but also fosters empathy, allowing for more meaningful interactions and stronger relationships. All right. So the next one talks about gestures. They play a significant role in nonverbal communication. They can vary widely across cultures because everybody doesn't interpret things the same way, and their body languages are not always the same way, making it essential for learners to be mindful of context. Right, a simple wave or a thumbs up might be interpreted positively in one culture while being seen as offensive in another. That's true. By developing an awareness of these differences, individuals can navigate social situations more effectively, reducing the livelihood of misunderstandings and promoting a healthier interaction. Ultimately, okay, mastering nonverbal communication is an ongoing journey that enriches our lives and relationships. By honing on this skill, adult learners can improve their emotional intelligence, enhance their mindfulness practices, and build resilience in the face of challenges. As they become more adept at recognizing and interpreting nonverbal cues, they will find themselves better equipped to foster connections that are both authentic and rewarding. This understanding can serve as a powerful tool in their personal and professional development, paving the way for a more fulfilling interaction. Now, I want to stop right there for a moment because I want to take a small break. Okay. I want to take a small break, just a small one, just a 3 minute one, real quick. And um, I want to share this song with you. Okay.
I heard you say you're tired, like every color is drained away. Mornings feel like mountains, even breathing feels like weight. I know that kind of quiet, where every thought cuts to the bone. But you are not your worst days. You're more than what your head has shown. You have so much to live for, more than you can see tonight. There are laughs you haven't laughed yet, hands you haven't held that tight. You have so much to live for, even if you can't believe. So when you feel like letting go, lean on me and stay and breathe. There's coffee with a stranger who might turn into a friend. A song you write at midnight that you'll never want to end. A road you haven't driven, where the rain lets down its guard. A day you'll finally tell yourself, I made it this far. That's hard. You have so much to live for, more than you can see tonight. There are laughs you haven't laughed yet, hands you haven't held that tight. You have so much to live for, even if you can't believe. So when you feel like letting go, lean on me and stay and breathe. You don't have to be the strongest, you just have to stay. One more day, we can sit here in the silence till the dark gets bored and fades away. You have so much to live for, more than you can feel right now. There are tears that turn to smiling. You'll get through this storm somehow. You have so much to live for, even if you can't believe. So when you think it's all been said, I'll be here. Just stay and breathe.
Okay? We are never too old. We are never too smart. We are never, we're never all the things that we think will keep us from being the person that we need to be, right? We have to understand how important it is that we do those things, that we start to pay attention to what makes us who we are. And again, it's important to be attuned to yourself. Who are you? Can you identify the bad traits that you carry, right? Can you identify the good traits you carry, right? And sometimes we just want to talk about the good traits. We don't want to talk about that we have a mean streak in us, that we get angry very easily, that we talk about people, right? That we will go off. We embarrass people. We love to confront people, right? You know, we're the Billy badasses. Okay. We don't want to say those things. Ooh, those are bad things to say. But is that who you are? I mean, just say it. Is that who you are? If that's who you are, own up to it. Only you can see whether or not you want to change those parts of you. It's not for me to point them out to you and then I say you need to change that about yourself. No, that is not what I'm here to do. I'm saying recognize them, put them out on the forefront, see what you think that you have to do, that you think you have to do to switch them up or to change them or not change them at all. Accept them. Because emotional intelligence, which we're going to do the next book when we finish it in my other classes, talking about shadow work. Emotional intelligence is connected to shadow work. It is. We're going to talk about triggers. It's connected to shadow work. The darker side of you, the side nobody else sees, the side that you try not. You put your mask on, that you're this beautiful person, that you give your heart to everybody, that you put this you performance on, right? You create this performance, this mask, this person. You create them, right? When the real you is hiding. And somebody has to say something or do something to you to trigger you so that the other side of you come out. Because other than that, nobody would know that you could be that mean or you could be that selfish or you could be all these things. They have to trigger you. It's all right as long as you can recognize the triggers, right? And then you can handle the triggers as they come. Excuse me. As they come. Yeah, you can do the wait 5 seconds. Say to yourself 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. And when you're doing that, as you deep breathe, when you get to that 5, you're going to make a choice whether or not you're going to say something back nasty or you're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to say nothing at all. So the opportunity to fix some things about us we want to fix, it can be done. It just takes practice. That's all. It takes practice. And if you're not willing to do the work, you can expect for people to ostracize you. You can, especially if you're a people person, right? If you're a people person and you like to be in the general public and you like to hang around people and you love to be, the life of the party, well, guess what? That comes with a cost. It comes with a cost. And you have to figure out what that cost is going to be. Okay? You have to figure out what that cost is going to be. And it could be a good thing can happen out of that, or a bad thing can happen out of that. Either way, you have to figure out what you want to do. Because going off on everybody all the time is not the answer. Having a smart mouth to everybody is not the answer. But what is the answer is actively listening to someone talking, whether you agree with them or not, it doesn't matter. And then getting a better understanding of what they're saying. I'm not saying to be a doormat for anybody. Please do not get the impression I'm saying be a doormat for everybody. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you, when people seem to want to trigger you, you need to figure out, instead of going off and blasting off and ready to fight, you need to figure out how to handle your emotions. Emotional self-regulation is also very important. Self-awareness is very important. How to regulate your emotions. My baby sister says to me, "Sis, you don't understand. I go from 0 to 100. So she has to take medicine. She says she has to take medicine to regulate her anger. She's doing something about it. And I'm not saying that medicine is the answer. I'm saying she understands herself. She understands what triggers her. She understands that she has an anger problem and she's doing something about it. And that's what we all need to do. We don't need to pretend like we want to beat up the world, because the world didn't do anything to you. Certain situations and certain people did something to you, not the whole world. Because a lot of us walk around with a huge chip on our shoulder and we want to take on the world and beat up everybody and cuss everybody out and just be a bad person when nobody has done anything. It's not cute as a woman to go around with a chip on your shoulder. It's not. And you have to understand this too. I want you to understand this too. I say it all the time. Your energy affects other people's energy. So if you're upset and mad all the time and you have people that are around you all the time, that's how they're feeling. And I am quick to tell somebody, I'm quick to say, your energy is bad. And it's not judging that person. I just know when it starts to affect me. I'm an empath, okay? We'll get later on what an empath is. And I feel people deeply. So when I'm in a crowd of people, I don't do crowds like I used to anymore, because I can't take on the weight of other people's energy all the time, especially in a small amount of time with a crowd. So when I know that your energy is bad and I don't say nothing, I'm going to come away from you. I'm not going to deal with you because I feel your energy. And that's why it's important that you look at the people that are around you. Who are your friends? Because most of the time we have friends that are just like us. Yeah, we have friends that are just like us, like-minded. If we're messy, we're going to have messy friends. If we keep up trouble, we're going to have friends who keep up trouble. If we're gossipy, we're going to have gossipy friends. If we love to laugh, we're going to have friends who make us laugh and we're able to make them laugh. You have to pay attention to who you have in your circle, because they do affect you. And if everybody in your circle ain't doing nothing with their lives, you ain't going to do nothing with your life. So you have to change the narrative. You're either going to change your narrative or you change your friends. You're either going to say, hey, you buddies, you know what? We've been doing this for a long time. Let's change up. Let's start doing this. Let's start, if you want to go to church, go to church. Let's start praying. Let's start meditating. And if they're going to be on board, they're going to be on board. If they're not, they're going to move away and go and continue doing what they're doing. It's not your job to chase after them. It's not your job to say, you need to do this. No, that's not your job. You let them do them. You move on, because maybe it is time for you to move around, to find another circle of people who want to improve themselves. I tell them that even with these classes, if you want change, the change is going to take place only if you want it. If you don't want it, it's not going to happen. That's just how it is. If you're comfortable where you're at in your life, as far as you go as personally in tune to yourself, there's nothing I can say or do to change that. But if you want different, you're going to find a way to change for the better for yourself. It's simple. It's simple. It's a hard process because, again, you stay focused, disciplined, and consistent. But it's really simple. And sometimes it takes people thinking differently to understand how important that is. Okay? So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to let you guys go. I want to thank you for this episode of the Empower Her Talk Show. I want you guys to come back next Thursday. Same place, same back channel. Um, I'm Coach Salida, and you guys have a great weekend, because we have the weekend coming up. Great weekend. Stay safe. Think about what you saw today. Go back, if you want to go YouTube, go back and watch this again. Get those questions I asked you. Anything that you want to improve yourself on, definitely check it out. You can check out my YouTube channel, and you can see all the things that we've talked about. You can see the podcast. This is all the same, on the same wavelength of the things that I want you guys to be able to at least recognize. Recognize yourself. Get you a mirror and look at that mirror and talk to yourself. Not badly, talk to yourself good. Change how your insides feel. But you got to want to do it. All right? So I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us here. You have a great evening, and bye-bye.